Hello, everyone. So, today we're going to be talking about a very sad murder of a child, a very young child. I know that this is like the third one we've done in a row, so I'm very sorry. I didn't realize I was going to have three in a row until I started actually filming and posting them. So, I'm very sorry, but I do want to talk about this little girl named Wynter, and that's who we're going to be talking about today. So, this case is just the epitome of it didn't have to happen. It was disturbing, and you're going to be upset, especially when I show you some photos of the person who did it, because it's almost like they're smiling about it, and that pissed me off. And she was a very beautiful little girl, and she should not have had this happen to her. But that's who we're going to be talking about today. All the links I used for research will be down below, like always. And let's go ahead and get into this. So today we're talking about Wynter Cole Smith. So, according to police, police allege that Rashad Trice, there was a dispute with Samari Cole, who is the mom of Wynter, and he stabbed and assaulted Samari at her Lansing apartment the night of July 2nd. Samari says she stabbed Rashad back in self-defense, and then she fled her apartment for her mother's apartment that was nearby, and in doing so, she actually left Wynter and the son that she shared with Rashad, who was 1 at the time. And just to be clear, Wynter is not Rashad's daughter. Her father's name is AJ, and he is not a bad man in any way. So I just want to be very clear about that. She shares a son with Rashad, but not Wynter. I just want to say really quick that I think it's really wild that she left the kids there. I don't want to put any blame on Samari. I know that, like, she's in fight or flight mode. Like, she's been stabbed. She stabbed him. Like, there's a dispute going on. It's hectic. But even so, he just stabbed you. Why would you leave your small child with him? Actually, why would you leave both of your small children with him? If I was her in that situation, yeah, I'd be frantic, but I would grab my children and I would run. I would run. Why would you leave two children there? And maybe she doesn't, I'm assuming this, she wouldn't think that, maybe he harmed her, but he would never, like, lay a hand on his children or his child. Or at least wouldn't harm a child. But obviously that was not the case. So I do think it was kind of weird that she left them behind, but I'm just going under the assumption that her thought process was, he might have harmed me, but that doesn't mean he'll harm the kids. Or maybe she just wasn't, her mind was just going a million times an hour. So I don't want to hear any shaming down below. Like, personally, I don't understand why she did it, but that doesn't mean she needs to be shamed. So she did flee for her mother's apartment, left the kids behind. So I want to be very clear here that Rashad is described as her ex-boyfriend, so I don't believe they were together at the time. And I don't know what their dispute was about. So police were called, all this, police went to the apartment. Wynter was gone, but the son actually remained. Samari's car, a white 2013 Chevrolet Impala, had been taken along with its keys. So evidence actually submitted by the government states that about 4:50 a.m. July 3rd, a St. Clair Shores police officer on patrol in the area of 9 Mile Road spotted the Impala and attempted to stop the vehicle. Rashad attempted to flee and crashed into another police vehicle after a brief chase. Wynter was not in the car when he was arrested. According to body cam footage, Rashad was subdued by a stun gun and pulled out of the car and handcuffed. Police searched the back seat and the trunk of the Impala. And this is a quote from Rashad when in this situation, and he said, "The girl kept the baby, not me. I took off. Don't have the baby. She is in Lansing with her mom," end quote. So, even though he says this, there is a text conversation between himself and a man that is labeled as his father in his phone, so we can presume that it's his father. And the father asks where Wynter is. He says, "Where's the girl?" And Rashad says, "She's gone." And that was at 4:01 a.m. on July 3rd. So in the Impala, this is really sad when we start really talking about it. There was parts of a torn pink cell phone charging cable that was found. And about 6:50 p.m. on July 5th, Wynter's body would be discovered in an alley between Olympia Street and Edgewood Avenue near Irwin in Detroit. So this was taking place in Michigan. And a torn pink cell phone charging cable was wrapped around her neck and braided hair. An autopsy confirmed that her cause of death was strangulation. So like in the previous video, we talked about Nala Miller. She was strangled by her mother. In this video, Wynter was strangled by her mother's ex-boyfriend. From what I understand, strangulation is not an easy way to kill someone. It takes a minute to do that. And how angry you have to be to sit there and try to strangle someone. Like, yes, she is a child, but how angry do you have to be to sit there and strangle a child? How angry were you at Samari that you took her daughter's life? Like, it was an act of revenge, because that's what it was, basically. How angry were you? Like, how sick in the head are you? It's just disgusting. And then he threw her in the alley like she was nothing. That is a disturbing way for that child to have died, and it shouldn't have happened. So the U.S. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Jonathan Roth said that the government plans on entering an alleged assault and stabbing of Samari as evidence when he goes to trial. So this will be in conjunction with, the death of Wynter. There are also 18 felony counts and 2 misdemeanor charges against him from her kidnapping and death and murder. A grand jury has bound him over to stand trial, and this trial is believed that it could take about 8 days, but there's no trial set, though. And I believe this time he has also pled not guilty, I think. And that is the case of Wynter Cole Smith. So he is going to have to stand trial, and it's believed that it should be a fairly quick trial. And I will be watching out for when this trial date is set. I don't understand. I don't know what kind of dispute you could have had with this woman that you were so angry that not only did you stab her, but you strangled her daughter. And it is very much an act of revenge, I want to say, because he so blatantly did not attack his son. He left his son at home. He deliberately took Wynter out of her home, killed her wherever he killed her. Maybe he killed her in the home, we don't know. And then dumped her body in an alley. He deliberately did this, and he strangled her for however long it took her to die with a pink cell phone cable. And he did all this, deliberately said that he did not have her. He was having a conversation with his father about 50 minutes before he went on that chase with police, and he said she's gone. He did all of this and is still trying to say he's not guilty. And I'm disgusted. I'm truly disgusted because I don't know how angry, what kind of dispute would make you go that far. Honestly, for me personally, I don't think there is a kind of argument, anything in this world that could make me angry enough that I would attack the child of my spouse or my partner, even if it's an ex-partner. I would never attack their child. I would never kill their child. And it's crazy to me that he would do this. It's disturbing that he would do this. And I hope that he's found guilty and locked up for a very long time. Because she was a beautiful baby girl. she was just a little baby girl, and you took her away from her family. So what do you guys think down below? What do you think they could have been arguing about? Do you also believe that this is like an act of revenge against Samari? Because that's what it feels like, honestly. Why else would he kill Wynter? Um, and like I said, please don't attack Samari down below for having chosen to leave the children behind. I'm sure it's something that she sincerely regrets now. It's something that breaks her heart, knowing that I should have grabbed my daughter. I should have probably grabbed both of my children. But I think honestly, she probably truthfully did not believe that he would commit such a disturbing act. Like, some people, they can get angry at adults all they want, they can harm adults, but there's just people that when it comes to children, they will not do anything to a child. And maybe she assumed that he wouldn't do that. So please do not like attack her down below for having made that decision. She was, I'm sure, in a very hectic state of mind, probably very upset, and I'm sure she's still grieving the loss of her child. So please just be respectful down below, but please let me know your thoughts down below. My thoughts go out to Samari and all the people that loved Wynter. Wynter was a beautiful baby girl, and I really wish this hadn't happened to you, but I sincerely hope that you get the justice that you deserve, and as does she. Thank you so much for listening to Wynter's story, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.